24, 8 a.m. A military convoy rumbles through the scorching sands of the Rajasthan desert. Inside one of the trucks is a simple, unmarked wooden crate. The soldiers guarding it have no idea what's inside. Their orders: don't ask questions. Inside that crate is a nuclear bomb. It was built in total darkness, assembled with zero paperwork, and powered by material India had signed an international treaty promising they would never use for a weapon. In 5 minutes, it will explode 330 feet underground, and the world will wake up to a completely different India. The most mind-bending part: the country that gave India the technology to build this bomb, they had no idea they were helping. This is the story of the greatest nuclear deception in history, led by a violin-playing physicist who once turned down Saddam Hussein. The vision and the trap, the peaceful loophole. It started with Homi Bhabha, a genius physicist who dreamed of a nuclear India as early as 1944. Publicly, he talked about peaceful atomic energy. Privately, he was building a weapons infrastructure, one reactor at a time. In 1956, the US and Canada handed India a gift, the CIRUS reactor. It was part of the Atoms for Peace program. The agreement was clear: peaceful purposes only. Canada trusted India. They sent engineers, trained Indian scientists, and even funded the project. India smiled, signed the papers, and immediately began extracting plutonium from the reactor's spent fuel. How did they get away with it? A dictionary trick. India's negotiators ensured the word peaceful was never precisely defined. Their legal position: a peaceful nuclear explosion. Essentially, if we aren't dropping it on a city, it's not a weapon. Canada handed India a reactor. India handed Canada a dictionary. The Ghost Project. After Bhabha's mysterious death in 1966, the mission fell to Raja Ramanna. Indira Gandhi gave him one order: build the device and make sure nobody finds out. What happened next was a masterclass in secrecy. Ramanna ran a nuclear weapons program without writing a single thing down. No memos, no signed orders, no paper trail. A team of 75 scientists communicated entirely through verbal instructions for 2 years in a country famous for its bureaucracy and triplicate copies. This was impossible discipline. They knew if a single file was leaked, the CIA or international inspectors would shut them down instantly. The Desert Strike, blinding the CIA. Transporting the bomb's plutonium core was a spy thriller. 2 scientists literally sat next to the unmarked crate in a military truck, barely sleeping as they drove across India. On the morning of the test, disaster struck. A massive dust storm hit the Pokhran test site. Visibility hit 0. The scientists panicked. But then, the sandstorm became their greatest ally. American spy satellites were watching India with high suspicion. But the sand blinded the satellites' lenses. At the exact moment, the scientists lowered the device into the 330-foot shaft. At 8:05 a.m., the ground shook. An 8-kiloton explosion rocked the Desert 17. Raja Ramanna picked up a phone and called Indira Gandhi with 4 words: "The Buddha is smiling, ****. The aftermath and the confession." The world was furious. Canada felt personally betrayed and cut off all nuclear ties. The US formed the Nuclear Suppliers Group specifically to stop India from ever doing this again. For 23 years, India maintained the lie: it was just a peaceful test. Until 1997, when Raja Ramanna finally admitted, a gun is a gun, the test was not all that peaceful. But here is the ultimate twist. After the test, India's scientists became the most wanted men on earth. Saddam Hussein personally met Ramanna and offered him whatever he wanted to take over Iraq's nuclear program. Ramanna said no and went back to his quiet life in India. Think about that. If he had said yes, the history of the Middle East would look very different today. In the end, India broke every rule in the book, and it worked. By 2008, the world actually changed the rules to accommodate India's power. 75 scientists, a violin player, and a peaceful dictionary had outsmarted the world's greatest superpowers. If you didn't know the full story behind the name Pokhran, share this video, and tell me in the comments what hit you harder, the sandstorm or the Saddam Hussein offer.